All right, so I recently did a review of the Adidas AM4 London, and I wanted to go ahead and compare it to the ULTRABOOST in a detailed review. Hopefully you guys look forward to this video. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys want to shop this week's top sneaker deals, feel free to do so in the description. You guys can find these in the description, as well as not this exact pair. This is actually my New York, my Adidas, but you can do a multicolor my Adidas custom at this time if you guys want to do so on adidas.com. In this video, I just wanted to compare the overall looks of both of these models. They're both kind of higher end Adidas Boost models, so I figured it'd be a fun one to compare. Obviously, they're both supposed to be for running. So for those people that come here looking for a performance review, this is not the channel for that. I'm a lifestyle sneaker channel. I know their intent was running originally for the ULTRABOOST, which is now like coveted by lifestyle side of things. And I know that this one is strictly for running, but it's a comfortable shoe nonetheless, even for casual wear. And I just wanted to give you guys a side-by-side look and just kind of go over some of the details. Also have some metrics that I'll get into at the end after I give you guys kind of a visual look over of both of the shoes. So the very first thing worth noting is the difference between the Boost pellets on the shoes. You could see on the AM4, it has a bunch of different little micro dots versus the one on the bottom, which is the ULTRABOOST. You could see a bunch of little dots here and there, but it's nothing like on the Boost of the AM4. This kind of reminds you of Killmonger from Black Panther, how he had all the dots all over him for his kills. That's kind of what this looks like. Another thing is a lot of people thought that this Boost midsole was actually the exact same as the ULTRABOOST, but you could see from the lines right here, it's actually just different. So you can see it's actually pretty thick in the back section. It doesn't stick out quite as far as on the ULTRABOOST. Both pairs do have a line down the middle of the Boost, as you can see, but the difference is on the M4, you can see the top part is actually fatter and then it gets narrow on the bottom, versus the ULTRABOOST is actually the opposite. It's narrow on the top and fatter on the bottom. You do have a similar shape, however. You can see that there is more boost on the inside of the shoe here versus on the outside here on both models. And speaking of the inside of the shoe, you can see that the AM4 has a much thicker section right here than the ULTRABOOST does. It looks actually quite a bit thicker in this section right here. The ULTRABOOST does have a stability plate right there, and the AM4 does not. So as we transition to the bottom of the shoe, you can see that they're very similar, but there's actually a lot of differences. You can see on the ULTRABOOST, it has a continental rubber with the round nibs all over, and in between it has the exposed boost. And in the middle section, it has a torsion plate right here, and you can see that's what this comes down from. It actually comes down and wraps down to this section here and then comes over on this side as well. On the AM4 though, this section is actually hollowed out, and you can see that they have a little torsion bar or something like that in the middle of the shoe, but it's not the same as on the ULTRABOOST. They definitely did it a little bit differently on this one. So the fact that this is more exposed might be more of a risk in the long run, but it is kind of an interesting look. The other thing is, if you look through the shoe, you can see right through the bottom. I do have the insoles removed, but you can see that little section right there just shines right through where the light hits it. So it's very, very minimal right here. Get some mud in there, it probably wouldn't be a very good thing. On the AM4, instead of round dots, you get kind of a cross pattern across all of the little nibs. And then in between where you have the exposed boost, it actually looks a little different. There's actually like lines and stuff in between, which is something different. I haven't really seen that before either. Also noteworthy, it doesn't say Continental rubber on here, which I'm not sure if it actually uses Continental on this model, which is kind of something that you grow to expect, especially at the $200 premium price point. So now looking at the upper, starting from the back, you could see that the stability of the heel counters are definitely different. This one has kind of a hyperfused material and actually has 3 different types of hyperfused material. This black one here, the blue one, which is a hyperfused that has the lockdown for the laces, and then it also has one down the seams of the shoe of the back. Meanwhile, the ULTRABOOST has a plastic cage here, and then attached to that, it actually has a 3-stripe cage to hold the laces. So this is more like one piece from here to here, and this has, versus this one that has a bunch of different hyperfused strips. The overall shape of the heel tab is very similar. However, on the AM4, it actually sticks out a little bit further. Kind of reminds you of like an extra long exaggerated spoiler on like an import car. And moving our way up to the collar of the shoe, you can see that the AM4 has stitching all the way around the collar. Meanwhile, the ULTRABOOST has that softer material to line your sneaker. And I gotta be honest, you definitely feel the difference because it's definitely more comfortable on your foot than this rough type of stitching material on the AM4. And then you move your way up to the tongue, and both of them have sort of a mock tongue. And the ULTRABOOST definitely sticks out a little bit further, and it's definitely more padded than on this AM4. The AM4 has a very, very small little covering right here on the inside, and it doesn't cover the stitching, unfortunately, which rubs against your foot if you have really low ankle socks. The AM4 definitely has less 3-stripe branding on this than the ULTRABOOST. The ULTRABOOST says it loud and proud right here on the side with the 3 stripes, and then it also has an Adidas logo on the tongue and ULTRABOOST on the heel cup. The AM4 though has an Adidas logo right here on the tongue, 3 stripes across the toe box, and that's pretty much it for the branding on this shoe. Now let's get to the uppers of the shoes. The ULTRABOOST definitely has a more stretchable prime knit upper. It's really plush. It's really stretchy, and I prefer it honestly to the AM4. The AM4 has a different type of material. It's not prime knit, but this is not very comfortable. It's not stretchy, and it honestly feels like it's not very durable. Both pairs do have some reinforcement in the toe guard area, but the ULTRABOOST does have that little toe curl right here, which I gotta say is kind of nice. It actually catches on things quite a bit and catches the dirt instead of on the top of the shoe like the AM4 will get. And just so you guys can see the insoles, they do look fairly similar. I mentioned this in my review, but I pulled out my AM4 liners because these are a size 9 and typically I'm a 9.5. So I would say that both of these shoes are true to size. However, the AM4 only comes in 9s, 10s, 11s, and whole sizes. So if you need this to fit and you get a half size too small, you can take out the insoles, and it actually worked quite well. So that's an overview of both of the shoes. Let's go ahead and get into some of the metrics. So just keep in mind that these metrics are just my opinion. If you guys have a difference in opinion, of course, always weigh in the comment section. The first metric is cushioning, and I say both of these shoes would have a 5 out of 5. Obviously, ULTRABOOST has an amazing cushioning system, and the AM4 really mimics that quite well, and it's very felt, and it's definitely a comfortable pair of sneakers to put on your feet. Responsiveness, both of them would also get a 5 out of 5. Boost is life. Does work really well. The upper material, I gave the ULTRABOOST a 5 out of 5 because I love this prime knit. Personally, I love the way it fits on my foot. This is the Evolved 4.0 version, which I think is really stretchy. If you guys want to check out the custom of how I did this, go check the link in the description. But the upper material on the ULTRABOOST is just superior, in my opinion, to the AM4. The AM4 I would give a 3 out of 5 for the upper material. It is thin. It's just not very comfortable, and it's not very stretchy. So for the weight of the shoe, I would give the ULTRABOOST a 3 out of 5, and I would give the AM4 a 4 out of 5. I believe the ULTRABOOST is 12 ounces, and the AM4 is in the 8-ounce category. So definitely a much lighter pair of sneakers for your feet, and I personally just like a lighter shoe. So moving on to breathability, this is probably where we're gonna differ a little bit. I personally think that the ULTRABOOST is really breathable. I would give this a 4 out of 5. Originally, I gave it a 5 out of 5, but you guys said that sometimes it gets a little bit hot inside the shoe, and I guess in this back area, I could see that that would be true. So I knocked this down to a 4 out of 5. However, I still think it's better than the AM4. The AM4 I would give a 3 out of 5. And maybe it's just the upper material in general, but it just didn't feel super breathable. The next metric is durability. I would give the ULTRABOOST a 4 out of 5. I would give the AM4 a 3 out of 5. This upper in general just does not feel very durable. The prime knit upper on the ULTRABOOST, however, is pretty durable, to be honest. And the midsole is extremely durable. However, it does get really nicked and dirty, but it's still a really durable material. And then the Continental rubber is also a big plus. The only thing that's not really durable is the heel counter and the plastic cage. On stability, I would honestly just give them both a 4 out of 5. I know the AM4 should have less stability because it is more minimalistic for the torsion system that it has, but honestly, I don't feel a difference on feet. But please keep in mind that I just am wearing these casually. I'm not running in either shoe. And overall traction of the shoes, I would actually give both of them a 4 out of 5 each, even though this doesn't say Continental rubber. Honestly, I'm not letting that really control my opinion on how it felt. It felt really good on feet, and I got a lot of good traction, and even in the rain. So another metric is style, and honestly, I give the ULTRABOOST a 5 out of 5. I just love the way that this silhouette looks. I think everything about the shoe is just dope. The AM4, however, I would give a 4 out of 5. I just don't like the overall tongue shape on this one comparison to the ULTRABOOST. And the last metric I wanted to touch on is value. The ULTRABOOST I give a 5 out of 5. The AM4, however, I would give this a value of a 3 out of 5. I don't find this one as valuable because it is $200 retail versus the ULTRABOOST at $180. The AM4 is a great shoe, don't get me wrong. I love everything about this shoe, honestly, except for the tongue and the upper material. I actually like the lace lockdown better on the AM4 than on the ULTRABOOST though. I think that this is just a really clean look, and I love the color pop of the blue of this colorway. But the upper material just to me is just too weak for that $200 price point. Now I know this is a Speed Factory shoe, so the idea of this shoe is that they make it quick, but just because they make something quick doesn't mean it can't be quality. It feels like a reusable bag, like from the grocery store or something like that, like you'd get from Trader Joe's or somewhere for like $1. It does not feel very great for what you're getting. So because of that, I don't find this shoe quite as valuable. So those are my overall thoughts on the ULTRABOOST versus the AM4. What do you guys think though? Have you guys tried both of the shoes, and how close or how wrong am I? And I mean, like I said, I'm doing this review from a casual perspective. If there's running advantages to this shoe, then leave a comment in the comment section for those that care about that. But all in all, I really like the look of this shoe, but it doesn't replace my ULTRABOOST in my rotation, just because honestly, the ULTRABOOST is just that good. The only thing that I think that the ULTRABOOST could do better is just have a light version. The 12 ounces of that shoe is pretty heavy comparison to the newer shoes on the market. Anyways, hopefully you guys found this review helpful, and if you guys learned something new, give the video a thumbs up, maybe subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and at this time, if you guys want to click the screen and watch any of the other videos on my channel, feel free to do so, and have a good rest of the day. Peace, guys.